everybody, to Be Kind and Rewind with Ruck is the only nostalgia-based show on Premier Streaming Network where we invite pro wrestlers, MMA fighters, athletes, actors, actresses, notable personalities, and musicians on the show to talk all things retro, music, movies, toys, and games. I'm your host, Mikey Ruckus, and to my right, an individual who is full of a bunch of useless knowledge and nostalgia information that is keeping it Will. Will, how are you?
Hey now, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. You got your Tar Heels back on with the Charlotte Hornets shirt.
Yeah, man. Yep, keeping it all Carolina. All Carolina. Yeah, go Heels.
We'll keep it light. I'm trying to keep my assistant happy, so it's that's how it works. Joining us this week is somebody that needs no introduction. You can find her every single night, pretty much every day of the week, doing post shows for Fightful. We call her Fightful Kate. Fightful Kate, how are you?
I'm doing well. You're right. I'm probably talking about wrestling at any given point in a day, but I'm so excited to switch it up and talk to some nostalgia here, go back in the time capsule a little bit. So thank you for having me on. I'm very excited.
Absolutely. We're excited to have you here. This week, guys, we're going to be talking about the movie that Fightful Kate chose in Little Big League, released in 1994. I will go on the record by saying I watched it today for the first time.
No. What?
No way.
It's the first time I've seen it, yes.
You learned about young Billy Haywood just today.
It's always been in my queue, and it kind of just went by the wayside, I guess. We're going to be doing Guess That Top 10.
Have you not seen this movie?
I had no idea. And I played baseball. Like, I don't know what the hell.
No, you allegedly played baseball, but now I'm calling dog shit on that, too, because every kid that played baseball watched this movie.
I graduated high school in 1994. That's why. It's, I was already, working on having children and stuff. I forgot about this movie.
So many, though, from that time. I feel like a lot of people didn't because of The Rookie and Angels in the Outfield and The Sandlot and Wild Thing, and, Major League. There's so many baseball movies from that time.
Yes.
And there's even a lot that B tier is also chock full. So it's this slips off people's radar. I don't know why I had such an attachment to this particular one growing up, but I love this movie so much.
Fantastic.
Absolutely love it. In 94, I think I was about to start single A ball, Ruckus. See, I actually played baseball. You thought you played baseball.
Single A ball doing what?
What do you mean?
Single A ball where? You are damn lie. Don't even try to.
It was in Georgia. It was a small town. You wouldn't even know it if I told you.
You were born in a small town.
My second job was working for a AA baseball team. I was obsessed with baseball from I grew up in New York, so I was right on board with those Yankee years by the time I was 8. I was 1995 when I was 8 years old. So by the time I was 9, they were in that 96, 98, 99, 2000s championship run. And so I was just this wide-eyed, excited kid for the better part of my preteen years, just on this absolute high of being able to buy into all your heroes and having them win a lot. I was a really, really fortunate fan at that time. But I grew up next to the Mets AA affiliate. So I was just always going to minor league games. It was 8 or 9 minutes from my house. And I fell so in love with baseball so young that it just became such a part of my life. And yeah, this movie was always on my VCR, if you remember what those were.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're going to ask. What made you pick this movie? Why is it near and dear to you? And you kind of answered that, but feel free. We remember those settings of having those go-to comfort movies, especially during those times. The 90s were a special time, and I'm not going to ask you your age. I don't know your age. I graduated in 94. I should have graduated in 93, but I digress.
I'll share. I don't have a problem with that. I'm 36. And yeah, this and That Thing You Do were always the things that I would grab for that were in I had my shelf with all my VHS tapes on them. There was the whole Disney category of Little Mermaid and Lion King and all of those movies. And then That Thing You Do, I guess, because I've always loved music too. And there's watching that as an adult, I have such a appreciation for the innocence of it. But Little Big League was Little Big League and Field of Dreams were my baseball go-tos. But for a nostalgia pull, this one just has every element, I feel of what felt like 90s baseball movies with like the montages and the mom third baseman love arc and a 9-year-old managing the team or whatever, or like an 11-year-old or whatever he was. So this just felt like Runaround Sue's playing. I'm like, what baseball movie doesn't have Runaround Sue in the background at some point of a montage, right? Like, it just has like all those nostalgia feels for me that like take me back to a specific moment in time rather than just like watching a movie, I guess.
So, Ruckus, you hadn't seen this movie, which, you know, I won't give you more of a hard time about it, right? But as Kate alluded to already, there were so many child baseball movies in this era, right? And generally we were gonna kind of talk about SAC ranking them, but being as you probably haven't seen many of them, we won't do that today. But with that being said, what were your thoughts on this movie? Seeing it for the first time as an adult.
As an adult, seeing it as an adult, I thought it was a great movie. And it, for whatever reason, I kept getting vibes of Tom Hanks and Big. Except, so it's like the kid that's kind of, he's thrust into this situation where he has to be a grown-up, but it kind of wears on him and he still wants to be a kid. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of aspect that I have. I love the fact that, number one, they made him like what kid has that type of baseball knowledge at that age? Like, I thought I had a lot of baseball knowledge back then, you know, well, I should say like in the late 80s, 88, 89, 1990 is when I was really heavy into baseball, but I couldn't even tell you. I've forgotten more than I learned. Just stats and things like that from back in the day. So I could never fire off like that
when I was a kid. Yeah,
but
like
very cliche though, in terms of like he always kind of knew what to do, and then there was the dilemma. But it's a feel good movie, you know what I mean? And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Now, Kate, as a baseball movie, you say you're a baseball junkie, right? Do you remember as a kid, like getting the paper and going to look at the stats from other games? Like before we have a sports center and all this other stuff, right? You'd go in and look and like, oh my Lord, Reynolds hit a double to win the game yesterday. Did you do that?
All the time, and especially because I was young enough and East Coast games ran from like 7 to 10. So I was always missing the last innings because I had to go to bed as a kid because my parents were responsible. So I would check the sports center the next morning of our local paper, which was like 8 sheets in its entirety, right? Like it was a small town local paper. Would always check the stats. And the other thing that would happen is, especially during the playoffs, I wouldn't do so much as in the regular season, but I would, as soon as my parents went downstairs and I went to bed, I would put my radio to, I still remember it, like 14:30 a.m. So I would listen to the game as I would fall asleep, but that was on one of those clock radios that's supposed to wake you up in the morning. So my parents would be like, why the hell isn't she getting out of bed before school? And it was because I fell asleep with the radio slid all the way to the left on the AM dial so I could listen to Michael Sterling and John Sterling and Michael Kay rather. And especially if they were on the West Coast, because those games started at 10. So I was like, if I could just make it to 10, I could hear the start of the game. So I was always like trying to adjust, but my parents were like, she always sleeps through her alarm during the playoffs. It's the weirdest thing.
That is amazing. And so we're definitely talking about Little Big League here. That was that 1994 story of Billy Haywood, whose grandfather passes away and he inherits the Twins. Has a ton of baseball knowledge, not a great player. Most kids, you know, at that age aren't, especially like Ruckus. And seemingly doesn't like the way the team's being ran, and he fires the manager, who's actually the guy that played the manager. Maybe you guys remember him from Ruckus. Do you remember what movie? You probably, Dennis Farina. You remember what movie probably you remember him the most from?
He's very familiar to me, and I can't place him.
He was in a mob movie. Goodfellas. He was the one that they stabbed up in the trunk.
Yeah,
right?
but I've seen him somewhere else too.
He's been in a bunch of stuff.
NYPD Blue, maybe, I think too. He was on TV for a while.
He was a cop in real life in Chicago. Big Chicago Cubs fan. Yep. So he fires Dennis Farina and takes over the team, and he just goes through his trials and tribulations what a 12-year-old manager of a team would do. Some fun facts about this movie, Kate. Maybe you know or don't know, but in this movie they had a one playoff game. It was the Twins versus Mariners. And it lasted for 12 innings. But in 2009, it was their last season of Metrodome. The Twins actually played a one playoff game, which lasted 12 innings. And interestingly enough, it was the same year that the Twins owner, Carl Palade, died and left the team to family members. So it kind of foretold the future of what's going to happen.
Wow.
One more fun fact. This is a fun one for me. The kids get in an argument about whether or not the Batmobile could go through a drive-through. Again, preluding to the future, because next year, the Batman Forever movie comes out, and it's heavily sponsored by McDonald's, which drives the Batmobile through the drive-through. So I thought that was kind of neat that they actually had that discussion. I thought this was a great, fun movie. It sticks out. So, Kate, I'm going to ask you a couple questions real quick, and Ruckus, I'd like for your thoughts on that.
Okay.
So we talk about Little Big League. I'm going to ask you Little Big League and you tell me which one. All right, ready?
Ooh.
Little Big League or Angels in the Outfield?
I go Little Big League over Angels in the Outfield.
Little Big League or Major League?
Oh, that's tough, but realistically, Major League.
Yeah.
All right. Ruckus, Little Big League or Major League?
Major League. That
All
was
right.
my baseball movie. Major League was my baseball movie.
All right, two more.
Sandlot number 2.
Well, we're about to get there. Slow your roll. Little Big League or Rookie of the Year?
Little Big League.
Little Big League. And I actually thought, for whatever reason, I thought that Rookie of the Year was the one that we were going to look at. That's the one where the kid's like, pitcher's got a big butt, right?
Rowan Butler. Rowan Gardner. All right. And last but not least, Little Big League, Kate, or The Sandlot?
Sandlot. For sure. I think Major League and The Sandlot are like legitimate A-tier movies, and Little Big League is the best of those B-tier movies, I think.
Yeah.
That's how I would distinguish
That's a
them.
fair
Right in
assessment.
Yeah, right in that house with Angels in the Outfield. And there was another one, too, that I can't recall quite yet. So overall, Major League, Kate, was in the summer of 1994. And you know what else was in the summer of 1994?
Little Big League.
The top 40. They came out every single week.
Oh, yeah.
Casey Kasem's top 40 came out every single week. And what we have here is the top 10 singles from the week ending July 2nd, the same weekend that Little Big League came out. And what we'd like to do is we'd like to get you to guess this. I'll give you the artist and the name of the song, and you and Ruckus have to sing the song. Are you ready?
I will do my best.
All right, Ruckus, are you ready, buddy?
I'm ready.
All right. And now I try to go through these and say, okay, I think you guys are going to get this many. And I think this week.
She got the
Let there
fingers
be
crossed
grunge.
and everything.
Please let there be grunge. If there's grunge, we're good.
No, I think this week there's a strong 7. I think there's a strong 7
Okay.
in here that I feel good about. Maybe 6, but I don't see anything past 7. But we'll find out. Are you ready? All right. Number 10, If You Go by John Cicada.
Pass.
If you go, say goodbye, 'cause there's something missing in my...
That is it.
All
That is
I really want is you.
And you'll
done.
yeah.
Well
Hey,
done. Okay.
As we go through this, you'll remember them like, oh, I know that song.
Damn,
Johnson.
now that I hear the hook, yeah.
Yeah. And then we have number 9. I think both of you are going to get this one. It was a remake, massive remake in 94, played on the pop radio stations everywhere. The song is by Big Mountain, which you won't know the band, but you may know the song.
Oh, I think I do know the band.
Baby, I Love Your Way.
Ooh, baby, I love your way every day.
Yeah.
I want to tell you I love your way every day.
Zip, zap, zap, and daddy, yeah.
Don't know a single verse. Don't know a single verse, but I'll never forget that hook because it starts in the beginning too with just that like, ooh, baby, I love you.
Now, I can't remember. Was this the one they incorporated Freebird into?
No,
That was like in the 80s, right? The late 80s they did that one, right?
I have no idea. I don't know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah, there's another version where they incorporated
Oh,
Freebird
no. You're
into-
thinking of, Baby, I love you. Yeah, that's the original. A free bird now. Gonna
No,
tell you
Freebird
I
by Leonard
love you,
Skinner.
way.
No,
Yeah.
Freebird, they incorporated
'Cause I'm
Freebird by
free
Leonard
as
Skinner.
a bird now. Yeah.
Not free as a bird now.
That's what he said at the end.
You're,
I'll pull the song up right now if we wouldn't get
you know what? You know
We
what?
wouldn't
Just
get
put that in the memory bank.
know what
All
I'm
right.
talking about.
Number 8. I think every teenage girl sang the song and cried, okay? And felt the emotions
You sang the song
of
and cried?
the song. I did.
did? Okay.
I absolutely did. I actually, matter of fact, I listened to it today,
Oh,
and it took me back.
and you
okay.
cried.
It took me back to Julie in 1994 and her breaking my heart. But we won't get into that, okay? Number 8, Lisa Loeb in 9 Stories, Stay.
Oh my gosh. You say.
There you go.
I only hear what I want to. Do, 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 do. You say. So I
talk slow all the time.
Well done.
Forever and ever is the tone, and you tell me I'm clever. Down in your head anyhow, and anywhere with you.
And I don't know if y'all have seen Lisa Loeb lately, but she looks exactly the same. Good for her.
Amazing.
Wasn't she in a Geico commercial recently? Didn't they just use that, I think?
Maybe.
She was in it, I think. But yeah, I feel like I remember that.
Yeah.
All right. Number 7. This one's going to be tough. You guys might shock me here. Number 7 by Toni Braxton. You Mean the World to Me.
Oh my God.
Oh, shit.
It's just literally the hook is like, you mean the world to me.
You're close. You have it. You have it, Kate.
Because I remember the baby, baby, baby.
Baby, you mean the world to me. You are my everything. I swear the only thing that matters to me. Oh, baby, 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 baby. Hey.
All right.
We had to search on that one.
Well done. Yeah, you guys are rocking.
Yeah.
All right. Number 6. Now, I don't remember. This is like several songs in the 90s that this artist has done. I have no idea that she even released an album, if I'm being honest with you. Madonna, I'll Remember.
Oh God, this was from a movie, wasn't it?
I don't know. I can look it up. I have no idea. I didn't even know this
Do you
song
remember
existed.
it?
I don't remember it at all. When did League of Their Own come out?
Ironically, I don't remember.
She did. That was Take a Bow for League of Their Own.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember if this was before or after that.
It was after. League of Their Own was like in
92.
89, 90.
Okay.
Was it 90?
Yeah, League of...
No, it was not.
Okay. All right. Wait. Look it up.
Hang on.
Look it up.
I got pro IMDb. Don't tell me.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're gonna be a pro loser in a minute. You're about to be a
Wax
pro
from Mikey
loser.
Ruckus.
You're about to be pro loser. I would say.
1992, motherfucker. What?
Wait, League of Their Own?
Yes.
I thought it was 92.
I thought it was 92 also.
Wait.
I was
and
going to say either 92 or 96. I don't know.
Oh, wait. No, 90, I was 15. So for some reason, I thought I watched that when I was still living at home, and I left at 15. Huh. I'm calling shenanigans.
Sounds like you're suppressing some memories there.
Yeah, always. All right, so we don't know Madonna. That's good. All right, number 5. Don't know this one either. I will admit that. A song by Aaliyah, Back and Forth.
Oh,
Aaliyah, Back and Forth.
Back, forth, and forth. That's the only thing I remember.
Forth and forth, back. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much the whole song.
I remember that hook very vividly, and I remember in the beginning, like
she did this in the video.
To the LIYH or whatever. Exactly. My wife just being like 9 years old or whatever.
All right, and just to let you know, the Madonna song is from a motion picture, but it's not telling me. I'll have more for that in a second. But well done on the Leah. All right, number 4, the song that haunted many, many people, but yet made many people happy. I don't know how to feel about this band, so I'm going to ask you guys once we sing it. Number 4, Don't Turn Around by Ace of Base.
Oh, I love Ace of Base. Don't give me that shit.
They're the best, or you can't. The amount of choreographed dances in my living room for the Ace of Base.
Oh,
don't
all right.
I'm gonna be strong. I'm gonna be fine. Don't worry about this heart of mine. And then you have to dramatically don't turn around,
because
you're gonna see my heart breaking. Don't turn around. I don't want you seeing me cry.
Just walk away. Yes.
Can't believe
you guys,
that
wow.
you're leaving.
Letting you go.
Oh, yeah. That's deep in the memories.
They had that low-key pop dance hall.
Oh, my gosh.
Weren't they the ABBA of the 90s?
Yes.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. I love ABBA. I do. I'm a big fan of ABBA. Yeah.
Well, that's because you're 70.
I was born in the 70s, or that I am 70.
You're 70.
Yeah. So you'd be so lucky to look as good as I do at this age, okay?
Song.
Grandpa.
Stop drinking baby's blood.
We'll keep whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. I make no bones about it. All right. It takes discipline and baby's blood. Let me throw that out there now, okay? All right.
Skin grafts from your ass.
Oh, so many shots. Okay, let's keep going. Number 3, Janet Jackson, Anytime, Any Place, and on and on.
Oh my God.
I don't remember that one at all.
I don't remember that one either.
Wait, let me see if I can pull this one out. What was it? Because it was I just remember is it I don't want to stop because people are watching me or something?
I think you know the song though. You've known almost all these.
I do know the song. Oh my gosh, I remember because people are watching. I don't want to stop because people are watching us thing. Oh man, what was the hook?
It's close.
It's close.
Because it's right on the tip of my tongue and I can't. It's not from her If album.
Anytime, Anywhere, right? Oh God. I know this song. How does the hook go? Oh, this is so maddening because I know it.
It's gonna be 3:00 and we're gonna wake up in a cold sweat. You're just gonna start singing.
100%.
It's gonna come.
100%. Exactly how it goes. My God.
All right. Number 2. Now this song in 1994 made every suburban kid who had a driver's license and a cassette deck think they were hard as fuck. Okay? They thought they were hard. It was a 2-part duo song, so you needed your boy or your girl to sing it with you, okay? I have covered this many times in karaoke and make no bones or have any shame about it. Number 2, Warren G and Nate Dogg, Regulate.
Oh my God, from Above the Rim, if I remember correctly.
I
remember the oh gosh.
Just hit the east side of the LBC.
The LBC. On a mission to find Mr. Warren G. Saw a car with some girls, no need to tweak. The skirts know what's up in the 213.
I'm getting jacked. I'm breaking myself. I can't believe they taking Warren's wealth. If I had wings, I would fly. Let me contemplate. I glance at the cut and I see my homie Nate.
There it
Know
is.
what I know.
16 in the clip and 1 in the hole.
Boom!
That's right.
Nate Dogg is about to make some bodies turn cold. All right.
Man, that was my
that's
chance.
well
Holy
done.
shit. I forgot all about that one.
Yes. Still listen to
that song made me happy.
Yeah. Well,
Oh my gosh, dude.
yeah, it's in my gym playlist. I would send it to you, but obviously you're never going to be able to use that playlist, so it won't matter. But
Okay.
but
You couldn't handle my gym playlist.
because you don't have one.
It's all EDM.
All right, we'll keep walking. All right, I have my lighter ready.
Oh, shit.
This is the big one. Okay, Kate.
Still the one I love.
How did you know? How did you know? I'm just kidding. That's not it.
Yeah, I was like, no, that's not
All
right.
right. All right. Massive hit. It has been covered in movies. Ryan Reynolds once made it super famous and still gets asked to do this song in public by fans. All for One, I Swear.
And I swear,
I swear.
by the moon and the stars in the sky, I'll be there.
I'll be there.
I swear,
I swear.
like the shadow that's by your side.
Yeah. I'll be there.
You know what I actually remember? This is a little deep for a nostalgia podcast, so bear with me. But I remember. Do you remember This I Promise You by NSYNC?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That was like one of the first memories I had of being like, oh, they just stole that song. And I was like, they probably stole it from black people, which was a nice little American music legacy. So excellent job, NSYNC.
Yeah, their
I remember at a
manager
very
was
young
famous
age
for that.
being like, yeah, okay. Oh, when people say we stole black music, that's just like continued now? Okay, got it. I was like
All right.
very too young to be realizing that.
The path of self-discovery.
It was, honest to God. Like opened a window I was too deep to understand it.
So Kate, when we talk about music, let me ask you this. And Ruckus, I want you to answer this as well. So as kids, you know, we all have boyfriends and girlfriends, you know, want to go with somebody, you like somebody. What was the song whenever you went through a breakup that you would listen to? What was the slow song that would help you get through that breakup?
Ooh, the slow song?
Whatever song it took that helped you work through the breakup.
I was pretty angry.
All right. So what song was that?
Young Kate, like 7th grade boyfriend breakup was, Alanis. And then like high school into college Kate, Enemy by Seven Dust for sure. That was like the...
Wow.
Yeah,
Like
you
that I
went a different direction with that, right?
I did, yeah.
All
I also
right.
just love that song. I still listen to it. I like that look.
And Ruckus, for you were bunkered down by 16, right? Not even picking on that, but that's like a true fact, right? Like you.
No, 17. Yeah.
17. Okay. So did you have a song before then?
Before then, it was the dedication song, and the breakup song.
Oh.
I used to call into the radio on Saturdays and dedicate it. Remember yesterday, we're walking hand in hand. Love letters in sand. I remember you.
God, that was mine. That was mine.
That's such a good one.
That is
That's
mine.
such a good one.
I broke up with my girlfriend one time, and it was so sad. And we were driving. Well, we had a designated driver. Let me be very clear that. But we were drinking beers, and we were like 15 years old, right? Is what kids did back then. And I would play a song over and over and over again. They eventually took the tape out and threw it out the window. Wouldn't let me listen to it again. Oh, it's good times. That's
See,
my
the difference
boy.
between you and me,
Scott on The
though,
Office,
I used to
when
know
he
how to
keeps
play
playing
it.
Goodbye, My Lover.
I'm
Say
sorry,
that
Kate.
again?
What were you
Say
saying?
that
We'll let
again?
the guest talk, Ruckus.
Oh,
Okay,
it's-
thank you.
Like on The Office when he just keeps playing the first like 20 seconds of Goodbye, My Lover because he won't buy it on iTunes. I don't know if you like remember or know that episode, but he just like keeps playing
Yes,
the first 20 seconds of Goodbye, My Lover by James Blunt. You won't
That's
pay
a
the
tough-
99
I'm not paying-
cents or
yeah, I'm not
whatever.
paying for that.
It's so good.
All right. And then for you, Ruckus, you were making a comment about what?
Oh, I was saying the difference between you and I is you used to listen to it. I used to be able to play it. So
There
I
it
would
is.
play it. The
Oh.
girl would feel really shitty, and then I'd be like,
Yep. I don't think
Keep it
shitty was
moving.
what she was feeling. So you were showing up with your little Stratocaster by her bedroom playing I Remember You on your guitar.
no,
Is that what you were
I
doing?
wouldn't go to their house like that. They would see
Yeah,
me in school.
Oh, so you would go to school.
Yeah.
And you would just drop the amp in the middle of the school.
Had an acoustic guitar.
Second, oh, you were acoustic to get up, huh? Well, that's so sweet, buddy. I'm sure that wasn't
I made
creepy
it
at
a
all.
point to walk through the halls with the guitar case strapped over my shoulders
Hey.
so everybody would turn and look. So,
Hey.
They're like, what is this dude doing, man?
yeah,
And-
walking through the
and-
halls with a guitar, and I had the Major League Charlie Sheen haircut in the back. So
And you probably had
There
a
you
faux
go.
mustache too, didn't you? You had
did.
like four.
I had
you
my
had like
mus-
four.
My
You
mustache.
had like four hair
no,
mustache.
I had this when I was 12.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So that's the top 10 of 94. Kate, we have a couple other things we like to talk about 94, just some happenings, stuff like that. So I don't know if you're a big gamer, but the PlayStation was released in 1994. That kicked that off. Do you play video games at all?
So I didn't play video games. My dad worked at IBM, so we would get like discount computer games all the time. But my grandparents had, I can't remember what it was, but whenever we went to visit my grandparents, we would play Duck Hunt and Mario. Those were like the only two
Nintendo.
games we would play. And it was like, oh, sick, we're going to Grandma and Grandpa's, we get to play Duck Hunt and Mario. So
I thought she was gonna say like in television or some shit.
Coleco. Yeah.
ColecoVision.
We had the Coleco. We were busting out those paddles. I love
But
it.
when I got to college and everybody knew how to play video games and I obviously didn't, I remember they had like an N64 or something and we played Gretzky Hockey 93, which was my favorite because it just had it was one of those ones where the commentary was just like, that goalie's a brick wall. And it would just play the same lines over and over again. And then we would play Smash Brothers. And I would always last till the final two because I would just be Kirby and turn myself into a rock while everybody beat each other up. And then so I would always last till the final two, and then I would get my ass kicked. But that was like my strategic move was I was going to be Kirby and turn myself into a rock so I didn't get killed.
Nice. Now, do you still play video games?
Just some old wrestling ones and not much else. And I have some olds. I have Tony La Russa's RBI, I think.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget what else. Someone gave me like an old PlayStation that they were getting rid of, and I was like, I'll take that because I'm not like keeping up with anything. I'll take all your old games, hand them over.
Nice,
Wow.
nice. I'm a big WCW NWO Revenge, I think it was, what was the other one? What was the other one, Ruckus, from WCW?
I wasn't
No
a big
Mercy
wrestling video game player back in the
Oh,
day. I was like racing games and fighting games like Mortal Kombat. And,
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ridge Racer on PlayStation. I remember PlayStation 1 because that was the first gaming console that you could load your own music in. So I'd play Ridge Racer
That's
and
right.
listen to Sepultura's Roots.
Oh,
Transcendent,
well done.
going down the highway. Roads, bloody roads.
and you had your own memory card. Yeah, it was you had your own memory card. I forgot all about. You could do that.
Yeah.
And in 1994, we had some fun facts. Miss America and Miss USA both were from South Carolina that year. Kind of neat little fact. 94 also brought us to three very scandalous scandals.
Uh-oh.
All right. We're going to touch them. Number one, Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan ice skating rivalry resulted in her knees, Nancy Kerrigan's knees get taken out by Tanya Harding. So two questions, I should say. Kate, do you remember that? And did you see the movie I, Tanya?
Okay, so yes to both. And not only that, but I was not only a figure skater from the time I was in 7th grade to 9th grade, I think, but I was a Polar Cap Slush Cup champion and landed a double jump 3 almost 4 times.
Jesus Christ.
Oh. that one went right up your alley, didn't it?
It did. So I grew up in a very small town in upstate New York called Binghamton. And if you didn't have a winter sport, you just shriveled up and died. Like there's nothing to do in that town in the winter. And the winters are very long because we're not that far south of Buffalo in Canada. It's a cold weather climate. So we skied when we were younger, and then it's like expensive and kind of further away. So I picked up ice skating, and I think it was like 6th grade or so. I really liked it. I kind of miss it because it would just be like very, very like mind clearing, almost in the same way that swimming was, where it's just like kind of you out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a big winter sports childhood because winters would last from like November to May. It's a tough climate up there. So
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. And then I'll give us a couple more fun facts about 1994. This is one of those where you got to remember where you were when you first saw this on TV, okay? So, Ruckus, I'm going to start with you first,
all right,
and then I'll go to Kate. On June 17th, a white Ford Bronco belonging to Simpson's friend Al Collins was watched by the entire nation as it was carrying a now fugitive O.J. Simpson. Where were you at, Ruckus, when this was going on?
I was at work. So when was that? What was the month?
June 17th.
June 17th. All right.
Yep.
So that was the weekend that I graduated from high school. Now, I was working, and I remember the TV being on in the break room with the Bronco. And it's actually very triggering because I remember it specifically because it was a couple of days before that that I graduated from high school. I got my driver's license. And then the very next day, we got evicted from our home that I had lived in for 11 years.
Whoa.
Oh.
And then
Wait, what?
So I remember all of that, like boom, 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 boom.
Vividly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was,
Holy cow.
it was me and my mom and my brother and my sister, and that was my start to living on the street for a little while. So yeah, I remember all that. So I'm I'm gonna get off of here and go cry in the corner after this is over.
Yeah, I don't know if you know we're doing a fun podcast. I don't know if you're aware of that or not.
Well, you're on a good place now, so that's good. But man, that's like, it's weird when memories like that happen together. Like I had my high school graduation was when. Was it the Challenger disaster? What was the most recent one, like in 05 or whatever it was?
The Challenger, I think, was in the one in 86.
That was the old one, right?
Yeah,
I forget what it was called, but whenever that was, like the 2005 incident was like right around my graduation, like the day of or day after. And it's so weird when you have like things that are national news paired with like personal things, like landmarks that are all at the same time. That's such an like
it kind of burns everything together.
Yeah, it all just kind of like fuses.
It does.
We should have brought Dr. Joan Crawford in.
Yeah, we'll bring Dr. Joan Crawford in for this one.
Leva Bates, by the way.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No, it's Dr. Joan Crawford.
Dr. Joan Crawford
Totally
is a medical angel. How dare you besmirch her good name? So I know for me on June 17th, I'll take this a different direction. I was at a Daryl's restaurant trying to score my first three-way with my girlfriend and her best friend as we were drinking, and we watched this happen, and they got so enthralled with this.
Yeah, you're losing that one, buddy.
I lost it. I lost the night. OJ screwed me over. And
the next day you were playing your breakup song the next day.
Yeah. Next day was I Remember You by Skid Row as she's leaving out, right? I'm still mad. I'm $60 bar tab. I thought I had locked that deal in because she was older than me. So we were all good there. Yeah, but anyway, well, I digest. Let's move on. Just a couple of marriages that year. Michael Jackson married Lisa Marie. Richard Gere and Cindy Crawford got married. Serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer was killed. We lost John Candy, and we lost Kurt Cobain, and that brings us out in 1994.
Wow.
So I'll end it on a downer.
It's all your fault, Will.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, before we go any further, just to let you know, we're starting to GoFundMe Ruckus Trailer Park Lot Rent. You can donate it.
I'm taking 20% too, like a real asshole.
All right. So
yes, we are going to do a new segment that we're actually debuting with Kate. It's called Show and Tell. We all remember elementary school show and tell. We had those moments where a teacher would tell everybody, if you would like to take part in show and tell, bring something from home. We'll give you a couple of minutes to go up front, talk to the class about why you brought what you brought. So we're doing that with Fightful Kate this week. Fightful Kate has an item that she would like to show and tell. Kate, what do you have?
By pure coincidence of baseball synergy, I was so excited to remember that I have the topper of my winning home run derby trophy. That this is the only piece that survived through a flood. You can even see her baseball bat is broken, sadly. But this is such a good memory to me because this took place at the AA stadium where I grew up. It was like 10 minutes from my house. It's the Mets AA affiliate. And I got to do like a fantasy camp there. And then they had this home run derby for, I forget what the cause was, but I remember it was like me, and I think there were a couple of older women, but there wasn't like a kids division. There was just a women's division. And you had to get it out of the infield to get any points. And I remember just like, so being in the moment, just willing them across the infield dirt, like, get there. And I had some good cracks to the bat. And I was the only one to get them out of the infield. So I took home this trophy. And while the bottom of it's gone, I was, I think like 10 or 11 years old, and it was meant for an adult. So the trophy was just half the size of my body. And I came home with it like, hey, Mom, like very, very over celebrated. But such a fun memory, and so many great memories of my childhood were because of that baseball stadium and what baseball was in my life at that time. And since we were doing that baseball movie, I was like, oh, what a perfect kind of little thing to bring with me. And I've kept it with me all this time.
And those for that are listening, and for Ruckus exclusively that might not know what that was, that's a trophy that you win for a sports achievement. Okay. So congratulations, Kate. Quick question though.
Sure.
Kate, can you still hit a home run in a batting cage?
I think I could get one out of the infield. I don't know. A softball I could probably still rock pretty hard. And I think they had the fences pulled in from AA, like their standard or whatever, because that was still like 405 to center. So if it was like the 200 feet, there's still a shot that I could, because I still got a pretty good swing if I can like lay into one, but I'm confident I could still get him out of the infield at least.
Love it.
Ruckus, could you?
Yes.
Okay, so
Confident,
Kate,
yes.
And I can tell you why. Don't even try to dismiss it.
Please tell us
My
why.
baseball coach was like a second father to me when I was a teenager. And going to the batting cage was one of my self-coping mechanisms for ADHD. And I would go into the cage and I would take all the way up until like my 30s. I would go into the cage, take 300 to 400 swings, and every time I swung the bat, I could hear my coach talking in my ear about every adjustment that I needed to make. And I would reset everything.
A songwriter, isn't it kind of similar with like how you get into flow? Like I'm ADHD too, and I always have felt like music and baseball did the same thing for me, where it was just like the only time my mind was ever quiet. Yeah,
it's a hyper focus where decision-making processes get sped up to like a ridiculous rate of speed. I can't even comprehend it. Like I can swing and it's hips, feet, knees, hands, all these, and it's rapid fire. You know, same thing with when I'm in the studio and all that good stuff. It's like math, it's like decision making, it's like all of the stuff that you don't really think that you would normally be able to do. It happens. So.
Yeah. It's wild.
I think that's super neat. And for those of you listening that would like to turn Ruckus' story into an after-school special, let me know. We have everything there: intrigue, eviction, father-like figures passing away.
No drug addiction, though.
Yeah.
Lifetime movies coming up though. Like it's almost that Christmas season, so you gotta
tell me the ham got tilted over on the Christmas dinner table, and we can make this a whole Christmas
I would spend
thing.
my time pouting in the corner singing Alice in Chains to myself, so you know.
There you go. Just rooster. I'll say.
Because you didn't get the transformer that you wanted,
Down in the hole.
or
I was long gone from that stuff. Hey everyone, this is Mikey Ruckus here to tell you about a brand new segment coming to the BKRR Show, Beat the Ruckus, where you send in your nostalgia questions to see if I know them, which I probably don't. And if you beat the Ruckus, you win a prize. You can send your questions into the email thebkrrshow@gmail.com with the subject line, Beat the Ruckus. Good luck.
That brings us to why we're all here, the main event. Ruckus, what do we got going?
Woo, we have got wacky table reads this week. And guys, those of you that have followed the show know how this goes. We have a guest that chooses a list of their favorite comedies. Keeping It Will and I will choose 2 surprise scenes from that list of comedies where we do complete cold scene read reenactments. And this week, out of the list that Fightful Kate has given us, we will be doing scenes from Anchorman and from Dewey Cox. Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
Underrated comedy.
So underrated.
So it's
Great
so
movie.
funny, right? So funny. I love that movie so much.
Ruckus sent me a thing. Is like, hey, I need your movie. I was like, I didn't even have to think about it. I just went and pulled that clip up, and I have it saved in my YouTubes because I watch this clip all the time and just sent it straight to him. I'm like, oh. And
Did you just say the YouTubes?
Yeah, YouTube.
You have it saved on your YouTubes?
Yeah, you can do it. You can have a list.
Are you smoking the pot?
On the YouTube.
Yeah. No, YouTubes. First of all, hey, look, I don't make fun of your medical conditions, Mr. ADHD. Don't make fun of mine, okay? So with that being
shame
said,
me all the time.
every now and then, Kate, I'll send him a scene. He goes, "Yeah, we're not doing that. That is way too much, right?" And I try to push the boundaries. I do. Even though I probably have more to lose than he does if we should ever get caught doing something stupid like that we're about to do now. and I said that to him, and I heard nothing back. I was like, either he's just not paying attention or we're good. And I was excited. So great pick.
I let him live
so
in
much.
suspense for a little while.
No
Yeah.
problem.
Are we doing it?
I felt bad too because I had like 20 movies and I was like, let me narrow it down a little bit. I threw Spinal Tap at you. I threw like so many. I felt like so.
It's all good.
I'm glad we stuck with these 2 because man, they're both keepers in my book.
Yeah, it's all good, and it's all in good fun, and those that have followed us knows. They know whatever happens on this. There have been no preparations, no rehearsals, no nothing. Kate got these scripts between last night and today. Keeping the Will did as well. And yeah, we're going to go for it. Let's start with Anchorman. The scene that we're going to be going after is where Ron and Veronica have a throwdown. So let's set the scene here. Veronica Corningstone has been promoted to co-anchor. Ron and the rest of the team do not know how to deal with it. So there's all sorts of shenanigans, all sorts of stuff to try to throw her off her game. And to no avail, Veronica finally has enough. And the epic throwdown in the newsroom amongst the crowd is what takes place. So narrating, playing the role of Mr. Harkin and others such as Brian and Champ, will be keeping it will. Mm-hmm. I'll be playing the role of Ron Burgundy, and Veronica Corningstone will be played by FIGHTFUL Kate.
Let's do this.
All right, do we have any questions, comments, or concerns before we begin?
None.
None.
Let's do it. All right, here we go. Anchorman. Ron and Veronica, come to fisticuffs. Keeping it will, you ready?
You just asked me that question.
I don't care. Answer it again.
5 seconds ago. Keep going.
Kate, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, scene.
Veronica made some huge waves when she filled in for Ron for the evening news, and she was promoted to co-anchor. Ron did not take kindly to this news and was forced to share the air with her.
What Brian didn't tell you was that those were not real pirates. They looked convincing, though.
Oh, yes.
Well, for all of us here at Channel 4 News, I'm Ron Burgundy. You stay classy, San Diego.
And thanks for stopping by.
But mainly, stay classy.
Thanks for stopping by.
Stay classy. I'm Ron Burgundy.
Thanks for stopping by.
Stay classy. Ron Burgundy.
As the credits begin to roll, the viewers at home only hear music and see what appears to be Ron and Veronica having great conversation between them.
You're a real hooker. I'm going to slap you in public.
You have way too much pubic hair.
Actually, that's the point of pride. I'm very proud of the mane of pubic hair, so thank you.
You have man boobs.
You've got a dirty, whorish mouth.
The banter continues with the audience not having a clue.
I'm going to punch you in the ovary.
Oh, ow.
Right in the baby maker.
Ah, jazz flute is for little fairy boys.
Okay, you know what? That is uncalled for. I cannot work with this woman. It's terrible.
After many shenanigans, prank calls, and even some gang wars between all the news teams, Ron has decided that he needs to take the power back. Veronica is looking to capitalize on her momentum. One afternoon in the office, the two would have an epic clash.
Garth, I need to look at these tape for a potential lead.
Ron's using the machine to play his local Emmy acceptance speech from last year.
I tried to ask her out on a date.
We see Ron on the television.
Turn the music off! I'm still talking!
This is ridiculous. Sorry.
I don't remember doing it.
Veronica takes Ron's tape out of the VCR and inserts her own tape.
Excuse me, what are you doing?
I need this machine so I can watch a tape for a story.
But I am using the tape. I'm showing Jeffrey my Emmy tape. We're watching history.
Mr. Burgundy, I am a professional and I would like to be able to do my job.
Big deal. I'm very professional.
Mr. Burgundy, you are acting like a baby.
I'm not a baby. I'm a man. I'm an anchor man.
You're not a man. You're a big fat joke.
I'm a man who discovered the wheel and built the Eiffel Tower out of metal and brawn. That's what kind of man I am. You're just a woman with a small brain. With a brain a third the size of us, it's science.
I will have you know that I have more talent and intelligence in my little finger than you do in your entire body, sir.
You're a smelly pirate. You're a smelly pirate hooker.
You look like a blueberry.
Why don't you go back to your home on Whore Island?
Well, you have bad hair.
What did you say?
I said your hair looks stupid.
With fire in his eyes, Ron snaps and attacks Veronica, tossing her over a desk. Veronica gets back up, lifts a gigantic typewriter, and cracks Ron in the head with it. She then jumps off the desk, diving onto Ron, and they plunge to the floor. Champ and Brian attempt to hold the crowd back. Let them work it out. It's between the two of them. Veronica takes the mounted position, begins pummeling Ron. They're just talking.
I hate you.
You are.
Veronica reaches for the pepper spray and lights Ron's ass up.
Oh!
Oh! Veronica rips an antenna off the back of the TV and swings it at Burgundy. He grabs the pepper spray, attempting to spray Veronica, but he accidentally has it turned on himself. Mr. Harker comes barreling down the hallway. All right, stop. Stop what you're doing right now. I will not have my newsroom divided.
Oh! Knights of Columbus, that hurts. And scene. Woo!
Oh, what a movie.
Oh, God.
I feel like Christina Applegate was so perfect in that. God, she's just like so
She was.
picture perfect about it all.
You look like a blueberry.
Well, yeah, that takes me back.
Have bad hair.
Oh my God, sweating already. Shit.
What's next?
All right, and our final scene is from the movie Walk Hard, Dewey Cox story. Now, this is a compilation of scenes within the movie. We're going to call them drugscapades. So,
That's what they are.
drugscapades. So, these are a compilation of scenes where Sam is kind of brings Dewey in to doing all the stuff on the road that he shouldn't be doing. And at one point, the band actually implodes. So you're going to see some back and forth a little bit here. Narrating will be Keeping It Will. He'll also be playing the role of the Reefer Girl and Dave. I will be playing the role of Sam. And Dewey and Theo will be played by Fightful Kate.
I'm ready.
So in the actual scene where the band implodes, I think I take over a line or two from Dewey. So just be mindful of that. I think that's the only thing in there, but yeah, I think we're ready. Will,
Good.
are you ready?
Wait, two people are playing Dewey in this?
Yeah, so when the scene where the band implodes,
Yeah.
Theo and Dewey are talking. So they have an exchange between each other. So I'm just delivering Dewey's line while she plays Theo.
Why would you
Because-
just play Theo and she plays Dewey all the way
Because
through?
Dewey only has one line in that scene.
Okay.
So
got
she
it.
gets to be the star of that scene
Got it,
because
okay.
that's where Theo.
That makes
Because
sense.
I'm the
Blows
star, Will.
Yes.
You are, Kate, and that's shame on me for suggesting anything less. I
I negotiated it beforehand. Before we got on
It
air,
was
I
in
was
the
like,
rider.
listen, I have
It
a
is in the
2-line
rider.
minimum per scene.
2 line.
So
Okay, all right, that's my bad.
And that was the
ever-
catalyst to
yeah,
the SAG
yeah.
strike ending. So that was all Kate.
Yeah. No, it was. Am I a hero? I mean, yes, I am.
Oh my God. So I'm so sorry, Kate. I don't know. I'm not allowed to have any contact with talent prior to the show.
No, I understand.
For security reasons, Ruckus doesn't trust it. So
No,
I
no.
didn't know.
Because they would never come on the show if they ended up
Yeah.
talking to you first.
yeah.
I also had green M&Ms sent to my house, right? That was a big part of it. I had a whole rider set, so.
Is that where the edible arrangement bill came from? Got it. Well,
Yeah.
all right.
Yes.
Let's do this.
Put it on the company card. So. All right. Dewey Cox, Drugscapades, Keeping It Will, you ready? Just say it.
Yes.
My spot, man. Fightful Kate, are you ready?
Born that way.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, scene.
Drugscapade number 1.
Get out of here, Dewey.
What are y'all doing in here?
We're smoking reefer. You don't want no part of this shit.
You're smoking reefers.
Of course we are. Can't you smell it?
No, Sam, I can't.
Come on, Dewey. Join the party.
No, Dewey, you don't want this. Get out of here.
You know what? I don't want no hangover. I can't get no hangover.
It doesn't give you a hangover.
Oh, well, will I get addicted or something?
It's not habit forming.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't want to overdose on it.
You can't OD on it.
It's not gonna make me want to have sex, is it?
It makes sex even better.
Sounds kind of expensive.
It's the cheapest drug there is. You don't want it.
I think I kind of want it.
Okay, but just this once. Come on in.
What do I do?
Like this.
That girl just had the deepest voice in history.
Well, she's smoking.
Oh my!
She's smoking.
Like this.
Girl takes a puff girl takes a puff from her joint and blows the smoke directly into Dewey's mouth. Did your 5-year-old grandbaby write this?
No.
He took an instant high.
Oh my!
Drugscapade number 2.
Get out of here, Dewey.
What are y'all doing in here?
It's called cocaine, and you don't want no part of this shit.
Cocaine? What to do?
It turns all your bad feelings into good feelings. It's a nightmare.
I'm thinking maybe I'd like to try some of that cocaine.
Drugscapade number 3.
Get out of here, Dewey. You don't want no part of this.
What y'all doing in here?
We're doing pills, uppers, and downers. They're the next logical step for you.
I want some of that.
The band implodes.
Fuck you, Dewey.
Yeah, you, Dewey. In 20 years, not once have you thrown a woman my way. You don't think we like cheating on our wives, too?
And you never once paid for drugs. Not once.
You pay that chimp more than you pay us. I had to borrow from the chimp just to get a mortgage on my house.
And those stupid Siamese glass cats you get us every year for Christmas. I don't want any more Siamese glass cats.
Siamese cat is a symbol of nobility in ancient Egypt.
Nobility.
Ancient Egypt.
Cats.
And you never paid for drugs. Not once.
You slept with my wife.
You slept with me, too, and I've had confused feelings about that for 10 years now.
And you never once paid for drugs. Not once.
You're on your own, Dewey Cox.
We're leaving.
Well, I guess this is the end of a chapter in your life, Dewey Cox.
Drugscapade number 3. Old and tired.
Dewey, get out of here. You don't want no part of this shit.
What is it?
It's medication for erectile dysfunction. It gives you a not to be used if you have a heart condition. If lasts for more than 4 hours, call more ladies. Keeping it will.
Well, that does sound tempting. But you know what, Sam? I really don't want no part of that shit.
Did you hear what I said? It gives you a
Hate to let you down, old friend, but I don't want to succumb to no temptations.
and scene.
That was
Oh, God. I love those compilations and how it's just like there's just no downside.
They all
to
are
drugs.
grouped together.
Like, I forgot how long the weed one was until we did this. Like, it's not habit for me. Can't OD on it. It makes sex better. Like,
yeah, everything like so.
that pill part should give you guys a Blue Chew ad sponsor, I feel like. Oh, we're gonna...
You know what? We should reach into that. God bless.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
There you go.
FIGHTFUL Kate. Let everybody know what you're doing these days, where you're at, where they can find you, anything at all. The floor is yours.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on. This was such a blast. It was fun to do a podcast that wasn't about wrestling, but if you do like wrestling, I talk about it a lot on Fightful. Every Monday on Fightful Select, Tuesday, Thursday, and Fridays on the main channel. Also on the Mark Order podcast on Wednesdays. And I have my own YouTube channel, at Miss Kate Fabe on YouTube, at Miss Kate Fabe on Twitter. My schedule's constantly posted there, so check me out there.
Fantastic.
Excellent. And where did you say where your Twitter handle is the same as your YouTube, right?
Yep, Miss Kate Fabe is the
Miss Kate Fabe,
the
yep.
handle there.
I went and checked out some YouTube videos the other day. Very nice. Very
Thank
nice.
you
Good
so
stuff.
much. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely. Anything else interesting you'd like to tell us?
No, just
It's not a confessional, Will. Jesus Christ.
It is a confession. It is a confessional.
It's not
I
the real world.
I never got evicted. I feel real boring right now.
Yeah. Right. I was talking about as
Man.
far as any other projects you might be into or anything like you got coming up down the road.
No, just more. I kind of just started my own YouTube creation, so that is filling up with watch-alongs and some fun pre-shows and stuff like that. So that's kind of the latest, is my own kind of content venture. And stay tuned for more. There's going to be a lot of fun, different content coming out on there, I think, than kind of the usual, hey, we watched wrestling and we talked about wrestling, trying to freshen some stuff up. So
Nice.
Awesome.
Thank
Well,
you.
Kate, you have an amazing story. Thank you so much for taking the time to share some of those stories and your background, things like that. That's stuff that we don't hear every day, you know, so it's nice to have a different platform to just kind of have some fun and talk about stuff from our childhood and our teen years and everything like that. You're an amazing human being. You are always welcome on the show, so if you ever have any scenes in mind that you'd like to do, feel free to hit me up at any time. Keeping It Will and I will make time for you.
Thank you so much. This was so much fun.
Absolutely. And just want to throw this out there real quick. If we're ever all at an AEW event, we're going to hit the batting cages, and I'm going to watch Kate destroy Mikey Ruckus at the batting cage.
It'll probably happen.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fightful Kate.
Thank you.